They need to demonstrate that all the gas that we've been giving them is not for naught. Play like favorites, boys. That's what we want to see. And also, you know, honestly, they're preparing for the next matchup. Extreme Gaming versus Guazo plays next. And whoever loses that match, Yakult's brothers needs to play against. So for them, this is about trying to build momentum, build confidence heading into the final day of qualifiers.
Well, today they are going to be playing first versus, I'm going to assume Titan, right? Because Titan are going to be playing, or maybe even Team Turtle. I'm going to lie, Team Turtle is, that's going to be a tough matchup for both of them. So I guess going through Titan or Turtles is going to be the first hurdle that Yakult's brothers are going to have after this series. They still haven't won this one. We are already talking like they won versus Spike. And I still think that's probably fair to feel that way, but the series still needs to be played.
Exactly. Spiky in their time have eliminated a favorite team or two. That could happen here. The smoke, though, it did end up breaking.
They want a bristle.
In the correct position. And now, maybe they find this bristle back. Can they actually get to him? They get the wrap around here. They see him. He went to the corner. Oh, no. The worst possible time to take that particular route. He's going to get stunned up. They give the first blood to Baboka. Because remember, Baboka is one of the core players on this team. That's going to be a phenomenal start overall for the Radiant lineup.
So is he taking away the core role from somebody else, or do Yakult's brothers just have 4 cores?
They just have 4 cores. It's them and Guazo, Shinkyu. If Baboka's on your team or Shinkyu's on your team, you have 4 cores.
Okay. Oh boy, this mid lane is gonna be rough for Butterfly Effect. Good block though. Good block is a big deal, right? Especially now, you pull the creep wave into your tower. You're not gonna be allowing Emo to get the Jingu stacks on this first wave, and that is a big deal. Now this is gonna force the wave to go back and forth for at least 2 waves, and that is amazing for Butterfly Effect. Beautifully done there with the body blocks and the creeps.
These are the kind of things you have to do in these lanes where it becomes more difficult with time. At the level 1, level 2 mark, do whatever you can to manipulate things because this does not get any easier. Now we'll check back in on them in a few minutes, see if Butterfly Effect has gotten anything going. Top lane. This is one of the more important lanes for the side of Spiky. This Medusa needs to be able to do very well. And like you mentioned, Hara needs to be constantly here to provide protection. Lest Zeal and Baboka get the levels necessary to dive Manic underneath the tower.
Very rarely does a Medusa do badly in lane, but the thing is, I am seeing this as a lane, a classic one for Spiky that they're gonna do well for the first like 3, 4, 5 minutes. Baboka has a Fairy Fire.
He did. Has Fairy Fire. Hara still chasing though. One more right click, but can't find the range here.
Faster?
Just out of range. What can you do?
He is faster by 20 points, but considering that you are a Hoodwink very low in HP, you do not want to chase into the creeps.
Lots of damage being peppered into Hara after the tower bomb and a couple pot shots on the tower, but still gonna be fine. Has some regen, everything's okay. How's bottom looking right now? It is indeed the Tusk and the Alchemist. So they expected this lane to be happening. And they're doing fine on both sides so far. No one's even been harassed all that much if you look at their HP pools.
Okay, they're gonna be harassing K-Class now a bit.
Right, they're hoping to get a straight up kill here. Can they chew through the attendants? Yes, they can. Tag team, baby. You were mentioning it. Tag team plus acid spray. Get to see the power of it unleashed in the bottom lane.
Yeah, until you get the untouchable on the Enchantress, you die to that all the time. And it's... The thing is, you don't even need to get the snowball and the Tusk in this lane because you have the unstable concoction, so you can get away with getting the second point to the tag team once you're level 3.
Mid lane, Butterfly Effect.
Beautiful.
Still doing okay. He's doing really well. He's actually playing this lane really well. But this goes back to the compliment that you had from him in the previous game, that his laning phase, he always overperforms. It's just about the rest of the game. But if he didn't overperform here, the mid game would have been even worse, but he's doing really decently considering what this matchup looks like.
Yeah, now that's gonna change, right? It was all because of his early block. He did a really, really good job at making sure that the creep waves go back and forth, but now you're gonna start suffering a little bit.
Emo chillin', hanging out. Is this a game, actually speaking of this Ember Spirit, is this a Mage Slayer game? There's not actually that much magic damage on the enemy team.
I don't think so. Let's see. Yeah, they're gonna be lacking damage on the side of Spiky. Maybe you just go straight off Maelstrom. We see that from time to time, and I think this would be a pretty good game for it. Monkey King now has the Orb of Venom and the boots, so good luck, Butterfly Effect. Your laning stage is, I don't want to say officially done, but you're not going to have a nice time. Lucky for him, he did bring the boots out right now. He's doing everything right on the Ember, though.
Telling his buddies, gang, I hope your lanes are going much better than mine.
But they're not.
To be fair, you know, the bottom lane, not really. Top is going okay, but it's not a resounding success either for his team.
Yep. But still, it's a solid start to the laning phase for Spiky. But of course, we talked about it. The one weakness that Yakult's brothers were showing in versus some of the stronger teams in the world is their laning phase. And here they're winning.
Quick trample kill out onto this Hoodwink. Zeal happy to be involved. And Medusa, fortunately, is underneath the tier 1 tower, so she should be safe here. They even glyph the creep wave. Put as much harass onto her as humanly possible.
Yep, you're softening him up for the Monkey King rotation, and
oh my
Manic
gosh,
now.
Mikey! 3-6-minute rotation. Manic is dead. Emo claims that one very happily, and they had to cancel the TP that was coming in. Undyne also made the twin gate rotation. They might go into Fly, but unfortunately, they don't really have stuns. They just TPs out, or at least tries to. Too much Quill Spray damage stacked up on top of him, so Fly does end up dead.
He could have done that earlier, but Fly going down without a TP, that is a huge deal. Of course, with the TPs being cancelled in the top lane as well, that's going to be a lot of creeps that just died under the tower and nobody gets the experience for it. While on the bottom lane, sure, there's no Alchemist, but at least your Tusk is going to be collecting the experience.
XP up here. Unfortunately, because the Alchemist did die during the TP, he's forced to waddle himself back into the lane. He's got quite a bit of CS at the moment. And we have a potential kill onto this Hoodwink. Kara in danger.
Ah, what a
Emo
tree cut.
putting in the damage. That was so sick by Emo. Immediately as the tree gets popped down by the Acorn shot, he's like, no thank you, buddy. Butterfly effect. Got pushed away by the shots instead of held in position. He doesn't have level 6. So that could have been a very dangerous moment for him.
Really doing everything right on the Ember Spirit. Sure, he's at the bottom of the network chart, but considering the cards that he was dealt, he played really well. Right, if you look at the net worth right now, the laning phase didn't really go that badly for Spiky Gaming. It probably is gonna get worse very soon now with Emo starting to rotate, but so far it's okay-ish.
Emo now going for another kill. He comes across this Bristleback. Ice shards are at the ready in 5 seconds. And I think this Bristle looks like he might be dead. Snowball will be there. Ice shards comes in, but he's outside of the command ring. And now Bushwhack after the Acorn shot. Hara holding them in position. They've killed off the Tusk. Next to fall is gonna be Emo. SS doesn't even die. A double kill for the Bristleback. Butterfly Effect got involved and got level 6 off of this. So Yakult's brothers push the advantage a bit too far and get punished for it by the tier 1 tower.
If you had the acid spray, then you could kill him, but the shards there coming out too late and not being inside of the Wukong's command made all the difference. You go too deep, Bushwhack comes out, and this time around there's not going to be any tree cuts, but they go for Manic once again.
Will they get this kill? Seems like they should be able to. Pops the magic wand, still alive for now. And with the trample from Zeal, the right clicks of Baboka, they find the kill onto Manic. SS now all of a sudden regretting the fact that he came in to help. Stunned up by the full duration concoction. Still trying to fight his way out of this one. However, with Emo lending assistance with the Boundless Strike, it's a very easy pickup. 2 cores dead for the price of 1.
And now you kill the main hero, that is going to be SS, right? So this is what Yakult's brothers are going to do when they're a stronger team. They're just going to continue pressuring you, and at some point you're going to start making mistakes. That is just how it goes. You know, a tier 1 team, when they are under this kind of pressure, they consistently continue to keep their head in the game, to understand how many heroes you can bring, who to leave, where to make plays themselves. But for now, Spiky Gaming haven't been making any plays themselves, so they're just at the mercy of Yakult's brothers. And today, they have no mercy.
No No mercy at all. Azil gets his killing spree. They did pop the pulverize onto Hara, so they won't have it for a potential jump onto butterfly effect. However, for whatever reason, the cooldown on the spell is 40 seconds. I don't know why, but that's what just has been decided by Gaben.
Radiant's courier has been
Which one? On pulverize? Because it's easy to cancel. You need to get too close. You would put it longer?
Like 5 seconds longer. 40 seems a bit low. Undyne.
Okay.
His health pool is about to get a little bit low here. We'll just try to buy some time. And then how I would scale it is that the level 2 duration, the 36 seconds, that should be the final duration maybe. And then pop up 5 seconds on the first one.
Sure. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I don't think it would necessarily change much about the hero. There's some late game fights where maybe you get the double pulverize off, but other than that, I'd say that the hero is in a decent spot. It can be played. It cannot be played in every game. For me, that's you know the beautiful spot for a Dota hero to be in.
So it's not like Tusk, Clock, which are in every game. Well, you're a Tusk spammer, so I'm pretty sure you're not going to want to see any nerfs on the hero.
Whichever hero I like to play, you say I'm a spammer. I'm not a hero spammer. I'm the type of guy, if I win 5 games with the hero, I change the hero. So I don't do that. So I love the Tusk, but sure. Fly is in some trouble. Still, he's going to be fine.
Chillin's fine.
Radiant structures are
A-okay.
Radiant's
It is a bit of a concern
under attack.
for Spiky Gaming that they haven't been able to progress the map as much as they want to. But here they are, pressuring the tier 1 tower, opening up some space. Medusa's currently jungling, so the other heroes need to show face. Make sure that there is no incentive for them to just constantly hunt her down in the jungle.
You can see just how hesitant Manic is to get out on the map, and I actually like this, right? It is a different hero to what he has been playing in the previous series, where he was always kind of susceptible to dying, being swishy. With the Medusa, he's a little bit of a harder target, but still very hesitant about getting close, because he understands just how valuable his life is.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, this is pretty much all about the Medusa, right? The other heroes, they have great potential, Bristleback, Ember, but if they win this game, it's going to be off the back of a highly farmed Medusa.
So Butterfly Effect is going for a Mage Slayer. I guess he is afraid of the trample damage, because that's the only damage that you should be afraid.
Middle tower is under attack.
Kate Lost just dies to Undyne in the gang. I'm genuinely quite surprised about this Mage Slayer. I really like your Maelstrom suggestion, just so he also has some additional damage to put out in the game. Worst case scenario, you can even get yourself like a Gleipnir. That's an additional route onto Primal Beast. This Mage Slayer, I guess I mean, it's not like it's a terrible item on aggregate, right? But just not as effective as I like to see it in this kind of game.
Yeah, and I would expect that the Death Pact with the Engulfing Step cannot be used when you are Gleipnir. And also Tusk hates playing versus the Gleipnir because you cannot snowball once you have been caught. So at some point he's probably going to get it, but it will take some time after the Mage Slayer. But I guess it does make you slightly tankier. So that's a nice thing to have.
If it was Eternal Envy playing Ember Spade, he would just buy the cloak, Maelstrom cloak, and be like, that's good enough.
The new cloak is no longer that, classic 500 gold value item. 800 gold is maybe too big of an investment.
Mid lane, you did see some pressure from the tomato creep onto the tier 1 tower. They do manage to get rid of it, protect this for a while. In the meantime, however, what Yakult's brothers has been doing is finding farm. Fly is getting pretty stacked, has his 4 Radiance, while his team is just going on little kill adventures, but sometimes finding themselves getting caught. Boboka brought down by Hara, Butterfly Effect in the gang.
Yep, they're getting killed in those adventures, all right, but it's fine, right? What Yakult's brothers are doing right now, they're farming. They understand that their timing is going to be coming first. So what you do in these situations where you think that a move from your opponents might be coming, you run into their triangle, you run into a position of the map where you expect them to be. If they're not there, it is a instant cue for all of your teammates to just go back. And if they kill you, well, it's not that big of a deal, right? You're dying on the enemy side of the map by a couple of enemy heroes showing themselves and wasting time on you. You give them a little bit of gold, but during that time, the alchemists will be getting much more.
The only downside is that these adventures do have another material cost. Emo has participated in some of these moves without finding the kills, and it's hurt his farm rate. Ember Spirit has actually caught up to the net worth of this Monkey King, and his farm is kind of important, not simply because, you know, you want a farm core, but he's the one building the Diffusal Blade. You want him as alive as long as humanly possible in these fights, dishing out some of this magic burn damage onto the Medusa.
Well, luckily he does have 2, maybe even 3 fat boys that are gonna be going in before he does, right? So Emo is probably just gonna be jumping through the trees, slowing people down with the Diffusal Blade, and then getting a good ulti off when he really needs to burn that mana. And mana burn, you know, we haven't talked about it. It's not only good versus the Medusa. Bristleback hates when his mana is getting burned, and it is going to be happening in this game quite a lot. If he's running through the Wukong's command, then he's gonna have to do it.
Every Bristleback player, as soon as they see a Diffusal, they get flashbacks to TI, 9 Grand Finals? Yeah, TI 9 Grand Finals.
Yes. OG Liquid when it looked like Miracle was gonna win, and then Thompson says, no, I'm gonna buy this item, which is not naturally being bought on this hero because I'm an innovative player, and you're gonna lose.
Monkey, oh my goodness! Sleight of Fist connects just as he's jumping towards the trees. That's quite unfortunate. Not only does he get away, but breaks the smoke gank. And they were actually on path to find Fly. And Fly doesn't have that much HP, doesn't have that much mana. If they'd gotten on top of him, they would have probably been able to kill him, but now all of a sudden all that effort is for nothing.
If you want to kill him, the Bristleback needs to get close. If he gets his ulti off, then
Manic! Got off the Stone Gates, but was inside the Wukong's command for so long. Ate so much damage, all of his mana eaten away. Now the hero is dead. They're not done just yet though, Undyne might be in danger here. They're looking for revenge on the side of Spiky. The snowball away, it'll dodge the sharpshooter. No, it won't. Horror holds it long enough, gets it on the right target, and they bring down the Tusk. 1 for 1, but you lost a much more valuable target.
You could say that the Alchemist at one point, he thought about, am I going to run towards the bottom lane? And he's like, no, my ulti is running out and I want to be farming. So you get that kill on the Medusa and you lose the Tusk. You force all of the rotations there. All this time the Alchemist was farming. And then the goal lead suddenly increases to 7k. The power of the Alchemist, right? Just a second ago it was 4k. You wouldn't dream that one core kill would make such a huge difference 15 minutes in, but that is just how this hero works.
To make matters worse, he's in your jungle taking some of the stacks that you'd made. So he's getting, as he gets fatter, you relatively do get poorer. How's our other core actually on Yakult's brothers doing? Where's Baboka at? Baboka did indeed go for the Orchid.
Yep.
So he might not be playing mid on this Clinks, but he's definitely not playing in support, you know. You see some of these support Clinks buying some drums, some Falcon Blade. He's like, nah bro, I'm going straight Orchid. Although he might die off of this. Manages to get past the sharpshooter thanks to the help of this Tusk, and now Horror's the one that's stunned by Fly. Not enough in the tank on the Alchemist to get the kill just yet. Now he's the one that's in danger, forced to pop his ultimate, run away from the Bristle and the Ember. And it looks like that will be that. The skirmish ends with nobody dead, but the reveal on the Orchid being confirmed.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be scary for the Klings, but very nice approach from Yakult's brothers. They did everything right. The snowball saved there, and of course the Alchemist holding his ulti until he gets chained up so that he can remove it.
Butterfly effects. Needs to be careful about where he's at right now. He remnants away. Kaitlus and Hara do not have such spells, so they also need to watch themselves with their movements. But Spiky has not been playing skittishly. You know, the heroes are still playing out onto the map. It's only the Medusa that's completely ensconced on her side, just farming. But the rest of Spiky are making sure that that space is available for them not to just easily run down the Medusa. She's only really died when she's on the other side of the map lately.
They need to give some of these dusts to Ember Spirit. Okay, not some of these. They need to have a dust on their team first, because you're playing versus a Clinks and they don't have a single one. I can't believe this. He just literally scouted all of them and didn't really care about anything.
Oh no. Speaking of Ember, he's seen this Clinks having the Orchid. He doesn't have nearly enough time to pick up the BKB, so he's forcing himself to go into Yule's. This will keep him alive, but man, Yule's Mage Slayer Ember Spirit, there's just no damage coming in the next while for this Ember.
Yep, he is not going to be doing much of it, and neither will the Medusa. You get a butterfly on the Medusa, sure, you're going to be tanky, your illusions are going to farm fast, but you are not going to be killing people. And the dives are coming, make no mistake. Yakult's brothers with the Blink BKB on the Primal Beast and the Blink being the next item on the Alchemist. It is time to go in just like 30-40 seconds. They're going to be running at you.
The one hope for damage output at the very least is in the Bristleback. He has the Aghanim Scepter, so that's online, but the rest is complicated. Right now, though, Baboka hunting Manic. They found him. Where's my gang? Where's the crew? Doesn't have Stone Gaze just yet because he's been silenced up. He used the Manta before they arrived. Perfect positioning, perfect timing from Baboka. Can they TP out, though? Emo held in position. He will die for this, though. Butterfly Effect granted the killing spree. However, yet again, Manic, the one that pays the big ultimate price. What a time to be alive. Like, Baboka showing up just as I use Manta style. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you always have to be careful of this, but for a team that is falling behind, Manta usage for farm is a necessity. You cannot try to save it. You cannot be that. You have to be greedy. That's just how it is. Goodbye, Hara.
Hara tried to get the jump back with the sharpshooter, not gonna work out. And SS, I don't know, trying to posture as being quite strong, but it could still be scary. That being said, look at the quill spray damage. It almost straight up killed the Alchemist.
Nice blink.
Butterfly Effect showing up as well now. He wants to move forward, but unfortunately Fly already blinked away. They will have to satisfy themselves with just a kill onto Undyne. Man, if only Butterfly Effect was there 3 seconds sooner, that could have made the difference. Fortunately, the Alchemist escapes.
You can always blink out of the snowball. That's just the thing, right? You can use your blink dagger before the snowball ends, so you should be completely fine in that regard.
9k gold lead right now, mid lane. They're going on to Zeal potentially here.
That's a BKB.
K-Class. It does have BKB. Still, you feel probably fine forcing out the BKB charge. That was the 9-seconder.
That 9-second BKB usage just to not get anything. They're diving a little bit too much from Yakult's brothers. I expected them to go ham, but to be a little bit more together. While this is happening, the Wisdom Rune is being stolen, so considering that they're the ones that are controlling the tempo of the game, it's really no surprise that they're always getting whatever they want.
Wisdom Rune was taken. They got their own. They got the Tormentor, which will grant Baboka the Aghanim shot. So now he's got that Burning Barrage going.
Not the biggest thing in the world, right? It's great for a Cork Lynx, let's say, who'd have a Maelstrom Mjolnir or something, but or Gleipnir, but for support Lynx, it's not that big of a deal just yet.
This Lynx just running around while we see the Roshan heading back, or heading in, sorry, to the Radiant side. And Spiky Gaming, they're posturing like they want to take it. It's not the fastest Roshan in the world given their lineup. They don't even have the full butterfly yet from the Medusa. And Yakult's brothers, they scan them out. They know this is happening. And they have ample time to get here, but they have to commit and start making this movement now.
I don't think you care. Right, because what are they going to do? Their ability to shove in the waves is actually quite low. Their mobility around the maps is also quite low. The Ember Spirit is the only kind of mobile hero. The Hoodwink also likes to move around, but that would leave the Medusa all alone, right? So you can let them have this throw, shove in all of the other waves, take away at least 2 minutes of that Aegis, and then when they start panicking and going for waves, you can pick them off one by one.
I mean, one downside to them going for this Roshan as well is that all of them were off-map, not farming. And that gives ample time for Alchemist to increase the lead. Now we're at a 12k lead and they get vision onto the Ember Spirit. They're going to take away the Aegis. They just got it, Harry. What the hell is this? And now with the Orchid Silence out onto the Ember Spirit, they're trying to kill him. Yule Scepter into the air to keep him alive. They have dropped down now some Clink spells, but it's not going to be enough to dissuade them from killing the Tusk. They get the Tusk killed, but unfortunately lose the Aegis in the process. Hashtag not worth for Spiky Gaming.
This is what I was talking about, right? The you get the Aegis. I thought they were gonna give it to the Medusa and then they're gonna try to push. or go for something like this, but they give it to the Ember, so they had a different idea. We're just gonna run at them like madmen, and then suddenly he just dies. So it's your Aegis down the drain, making that call not to go towards the Roche really, really good. And I really like this. Tier 1 teams have gotten really good at understanding where it's way too risky to go for Roche. You know that the enemies won't be able to get much out of it, and then you just prepare. Team Spirit was, I think, the first team that started doing this, really actively preparing for the fight after the Roche or for a pick-off after the Roche. And Yakult's brothers showing a similar strategy.
I mean, Team Spirit would even do that thing where they, even if they're in position for a fight, they'd let you finish the Roche first so that they have a better idea of exactly where you'll be at.
Yeah.
Ara, I know exactly where you'll be at, my friend, in the fountain. As they take his life out, he's gonna be followed though. He's not alone in that party. K-Class coming through to keep him company. 2 heroes dead already, and no, they found Manic. Does have Stone Gaze, but doesn't have Manta. The Manta is down, Harry. The Manta is down. Floyd Fly getting jumped out. Here comes Zeal with the Pulverize. The Bloodthorn was already out. Manic on the high ground. Now,
no mana.
No silence, but no mana. Dead to rights. SS caught inside the Wukong's command. No way out for this one either. Emo with a double kill immediately out onto that Bristleback. And look at Fly.
Oh, they're gonna chase.
To allow Butterfly Effect to retreat into the base. He chases him in. At the same time, there is damage from the tier 3s and tier 4s, but these heroes are just way too tanky. Emo with the BKB gets himself a triple kill. It's now 15k lead in favor of Yakult's brothers. Not only the map is theirs, your own base belongs to Yakult's.
That Bloodthorn, silence in general being a big problem for the Medusa. She got the wand off and then wanted to pop the ulti, and at that point the damage was done just enough so that he can't do that either. And the second that the Medusa dies, the second that everybody else follows, Hara, he's gone as well.
Well, at least Fly gave him the honor of actually lost hitting him. I thought he was gonna do the whole walk the dog trick. This game is increasingly difficult. If they had this BKB on the Bristleback in that fight, it could have been a little bit different. But unfortunately, this item was not available. He was barely able to just even sit there and get off the Quill Sprays. The amount of damage and chain disable between Emo and Undyne was just way too much for that DB.
Even the Alchemist now got the Diffusal Blade. One good thing is that your tier 2s aren't falling, but I think it's just a matter of time if they're diving your tier 3s and tier 4s and not losing any heroes in the process of doing that. At some point the creeps themselves are gonna be a problem for your towers. And then you can see Yakult's brothers really aren't looking to siege, they're looking to kill.
Diffusal Blade up now. They're all gonna hit him with the Bushwhack, holding him towards a tree. Does get some salvation. And now will they try to re-engage the fight? He's held in position now. Undyne inside these shards, fighting against Manic. And Undyne will die. First casualty of this fight. Fly might be next year.
All
and
alone.
They catch him in with this Bushwhack. The Sharpshooter is in, and now surrounded by enemy heroes. He will die. SS with the double kill on this Bristleback. So they managed to find 3 in that engagement. Spiky Gaming lose none in the process either. That is an amazing return given how this game has been going.
Yeah, everybody contributing on the side of Spiky Gaming, and you need to be a little bit careful if you're at Yakult's brothers, because yeah, sure, Medusa might not be like ultra farmed in this game, but he's also not the only core, the only hero that can carry. You have a Bristleback that can be very, very powerful in the later portions of the game, and then you have 2 supports that scale incredibly well on the side of Spike Gaming. Sure, your supports scale well on the side of Yakult's brothers as well, but it just goes to show once your Alchemist starts falling off, and with the Diffusal Blade that's gonna happen, it's gonna be a problem. Though, to be honest, the Disperser is not half a half bad item in this game, because there's a lot of things to purge off of yourself.
Ooh, you must, after this game, I'll tell you the story about Disperser. One I think you'll enjoy. But before we get there, check this out. Guess how many Diffusal Blades have been bought all time on Alchemist?
Oh, okay. Do I need to do it now? You want me to answer?
Yeah, no one's dying right now. Manic is eating some damage, but he'll be fine, yeah. How many do you think all time on every Alchemist game since 6.74?
Since 6.74, yeah, that's a long time. I'm gonna say like 25?
10. This is the 11th one all time.
I would have thought it would have been more, especially when it was always the Manta meta for him. But yeah, because that's a lot of games Sure, yeah, not that many, so.
Very, very rare item to see. And only 8 pickups of the Disperser all time.
Radiant are scanning.
We have a smoke up right now from the gang of Yakult's brothers. They're also smoked on Spiky Gaming though, so they're gonna miss each other like ships in the night. And
Yeah,
that
but
being
the
said,
Monkey
oh
King-
no, Emo's alone. His crew is not with him. Nobody is nearby this Monkey
No
King.
BKB.
They definitely have the damage to kill him. Aura gets the credit. Dominating streak ended. A failed smoke and you lose your mid lane on the other side of the map.
Is under attack.
They are pushing a tier 2 though, so tier 2 for a mid laner, not the worst thing in the world. You did lose a tier 1, but that is not that big of a deal. If they get this Tormentor, it's gonna be kind of okay.
Looks like they are gonna get it. Nobody was nearby to interrupt this from happening, and it doesn't seem like Spiky is aggressing onto a Tormentor of their own, so
Dire's
good
middle
stuff for
tower
Yakult.
is under attack.
Oh,
Radiant's
Baboka
top
is
tower
becoming
is under
dangerous
attack.
with the Dragon Lance. He's gonna be able to stay away from danger. A couple of these fights, he gets too close, and the Bristleback just kills him. You know, uses the Bristleback on top of him, and he just dies. But you have a Dragon Lance now; it's gonna be easier to stay away from danger.
I love how he's just queued up a casual ultimate ult. He's like, maybe, hopefully I get Skadi, but even just a casual one will be fine.
This is such a good Scotty game. If Baboka gets Scotty winning this game, he's literally gonna be a core Clinks, and if you worth he in core territory for quite some time.
That's what I'm telling you, brother. Got 4 cores on this team. They almost killed this Enchantress with the Orchid Malevolent Soul Burn. Not enough in the end, though. Oh no, it's the Bloodthorn Soul Burn, right? So Rend on Bloodthorn. I knew it was a
Yeah.
different spell.
It has been just our life. If it's hard,
Right now, they're trying to make Zeal's life hard, but he has a BKB. Now Alchemist charging a stun. They're looking for SS. They find him right on top of the Bristleback. He is gone in the blink of an eye. Can they chase for more, though? Butterfly Effect trying to flee to the northwest. K-Class trying to flee to the northeast, but Hara gets caught with the Pulverize. They have more than enough damage. They end up finding that kill. Enchantress now also not safe. Caught by Fly at the base of the tier 3 tower. K-Class will end up dead.
Dire's
seen
middle tower
Zeal
is
dying
under
a single
attack.
time in this game. I feel like his impact, I haven't seen much of Beast in this game.
Yeah, after the laning phase, it just felt like he's been
Dire's
whatever.
middle tower
It felt like
is
the only time we really felt his impact was that one blink he had high ground, where he got the onto Medusa before she could stone gaze. But outside of that, it's been, you know, one of those games where you're not really needed. You're not feeding, but the rest of the
Dire's
team.
top tower is under attack.
Look at how much in her supports, especially the Enchantress. He's going on these defenses that he doesn't have all that on the Medusa. A lot of these times you would just buy a Daedalus to start maybe with an MKB, considering you're versus a Radiance, but he says no. You go Scotty, then he wants an Scepter, Aghanim Shot, and I guess then K-Class is gonna have to be doing double.
The rune of regeneration.
K-Class does fortunately have a high and a growth both, so the damage available on this Enchantress, but certainly will need more. Top lane. Emo. Right now, running around with the Silver Edge, hoping to find somebody, but Hara very wisely backs off before the danger presents itself.
Very, very nice. He done the wave just in time, and where is he going for? Actually, not that far off on the Hoodwink. Good item, especially if the task goes to you. You can save some of your teammates. Crystal back in ball. I mean, will spray you. You can about it.
I must say, given the fact that it's a 9k gold lead, it doesn't actually feel that out of the question for Spiky to win.
No, not. But they are not making any moves. Even if they would win a fight as Yakult brothers, and rather than them doing something.
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of those games where you hold high ground and hope the enemy messes up. You try to capitalize on that. Fortunately, there are some items that make that easier. Boy, Butterfly Effect. He has the Maelstrom crucially about to pick up a BKB on the Spirit.
It's gonna get a Gleipnir probably after that, but it's still gonna take Gleipnir. We talked about it, just how good of an item this is, and to get into to this. No, this is one of those situations you let the enemy get that are in so much trouble. But this is a time. If you win this fight, but there, not gonna be time.
Scan connects flush. And they had actually a moment to cheer for the initial phase of the fight, and they
But
know
he'll break
they
their
know the
smoke.
kicking underneath him. He breaks the smoke here, but at the quiet. At the same time, though, look on the back end. They jumped in on the bristleback with Zeal. BKB pulverized. The bristleback is already gone. Dusa pops the stone gaze, but nobody's looking at her. They're all just going to different quarters of the fight. Fly channeling up his strike. They've already cured Fly. Him and Emo easy run down Kate Class and bring him to heal. Now they want to chase for the bigger targets. The Medusa already TP'd out to safety. Butterfly Effect fortunately did have enough remnants to get out. Oh wait, maybe that's not true though. There with the Boundless Strike, BKB pop, but they had with the
No remnants.
command. Is it enough damage? Yes it is. No remnants, no wand, no nothing. Effect. End of this fight as well. Make 4 age.
And he only killed the things who broke their positioning, and the Bristol bag isolated. The second that the Bristol bag dies, I think there's no way you're winning a fight. Because we talked about it, the Medusa did Timai to do damage. So Yakult's brothers can just completely ignore or run circles around there while they're killing everybody else, especially once the Bristol's dead. If, on the other hand, makes it alive, then it is a completely... You have to focus on one of the cores, which allows this to dish out the damage, especially the Disenchantress, but under these circumstances, you can win a fight.
It's far too difficult in the end. They have a refresher
Are scanning.
out onto Zeal. You know, we were talking about his impact in the fights. Him finding SS first, I think massive impact in that situation. They found yet again a big target. Zeal directly beelining for SS. Quickly killing him off. Now they don't have a bristle back for 65 seconds. No buyback available for him.
Dire's middle
These
tower
supports, y'all need to buy back immediately, but even if they do, to what end? How on earth do you win a fight without your bristleback?
Here's just open. The pushing power Yakult's brothers, they didn't even blip. Okay, it does seem like Spiky Gaming are giving up on this game, and they should. That it is impossible to play it any longer.
There it is. The GG forward. And they have finally thrown in the towel on the side of Spiky because the Yakult brothers demonstrating their superiority here in game 1, grabbing a very straightforward victory in style. I will say that, you know, Spiky Gaming did have some fights, moments where, okay, we might be able to swing the game around. However, itemization, man. This Medusa she just was hitting like a wet noodle. Like,
In jungle, I feel like that he did get the Thunderhead.
listen. If the game goes difficult in the mid game, we need for the late game, baby. We'll outscale them with our 4 pulls.
Your failure lives on. Living thing
Yeah,
dies.
I guess you're good at as you have your plasma field to get the extra camp to stack. Not too bad.
I'm also very intrigued to see. I mean, we were talking about how strong the Dawnbreaker would be when we thought it was an offlane duo. So I hope that they play as we assumed they were offlane.
And I'm pretty sure they will, because that is how you're gonna get the advantage in this lane. If you just try to go for a farm fest, you're versus a melee hero and this time to lose. But if you go aggressive and you apply pressure, very good chance that lane.
30 seconds to battle.
Yakult's brothers, they smoked up, getting their wards out, but the side of Spiky Gaming are taking 0 risks right now. Playing around their own vision. They're waiting to go en masse into the river bounty. And they will not be caught out shenanigans of Yakult.
Did the smoke, because very deep ward, so maybe they even saw that.
They know about it now. Zeal just popped his smoke right in front.
The battle
Baboka, can he
begins.
outclick? Baboka. Ah, they got 4 of them. Baboka might die for this though. They dropped the blood grenade on his face, but shot missed. He came out of plasma field in a moment. That'll provide the slow, and he's okay. He's good.
He didn't even need to use the fairy that is going to be forced out. But this is one downside of the downs early on are quite high. So some chase downs aren't going to be easy to do when you use those spells leveled up. It's different.
Yeah. Boca also ferrying a healing salve using the bonus gold they got from all the bounties. And we were talking about how it's not as bad as it used to be when it comes to these bounty runes and how they immediately end the game. But 4 bounties, doesn't that matter of Yakult getting the W here?
From me thinking it's 100%, they're increasing from 100% as possible, so no.
Don't mind me.
Mid lane, Emo versus Butterfly Effect. And talking about Butterfly Effect overperforming his laning phase performance against a Void Spirit. Man, that is a tough sell when you're playing a puck.
It is still a skill-based matchup. I have seen pucks do well versus a Void Spirit, so I think Butterfly Effect is one of the guys that is going to be able to do well in the laning stage. I mean, he did well in an Ember versus a Monkey King matchup, or at least okay-ish, right? So I'd assume he's gonna do fine here.
Top lane, we have SS of course on his Primal Beast, with K-Class on the Grimstroke. Seen this kind of lane combination before many times in the past. It used to be played quite often, and what we've learned from those years is if you're Luna, once you see the enemies at level 4, watch out, my friend. They're gonna be coming.
Even level 3 is gonna be a problem, but the thing is, he got the uproar, so that changes things.
Yeah, we have the 1/1/1 by the time he hits level 3. Mid. Butterfly Effect just stealing the water rune. He's just chilling. This game so far a lot less action-packed than the previous one. No first bloods just yet. Even the amount of skirmishing in the lane hasn't really kicked off. And especially bottom, I'm kind of surprised that they haven't tried to do that from Spiky. They don't even have a reveal for Zeal inside of his Sandstorm.
They're aggressively and applying pressure that way, right? So Zeal isn't really getting all that much farm. So you're fine with this. If there's only one lane that's going well for them right now, and it's the bottom lane, so you really shouldn't be too mad about it, especially now with the 2 waves coming underneath your tower.
Manic will be like, thank you very much. Time for me to keep farming. I will say, man, this Murta hero is not the best animation, but it's a very satisfying one to use.
It's a solid one. Once you get used to it, it's really not that hard to CS with the hero.
So far, though, the CS battle is being won by this Luna top lane. Void Spirit right behind. Murta's not doing too badly. Unfortunately, just the natural ebb and flow of the game will mean that the Luna will outstrip you in farm if conditions do not change.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
I mean, Luna is a faster farmer than Muerta, but not by much. Once you get the Maelstrom on Muerta, if she has a good lane, and she's having a good lane now, maybe even better. Zeal is dropping low.
He's gonna get brought down quite to the brink of death. He gets out of the calling, but with the secondary dirt shot, they do find the kill. Well done for bringing down Zeal, exploiting the moment that Baboka went to try and assist with this in the lane, in the river rather, and they exploit the ping in the lane.
I still don't understand what this Razor is supposed to do. Like, if somebody would give me a position for Razor, I'd be so mad.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Dude, the other day I was playing a game and I picked tech, and then the guy on our team decided, no, he wants to play carry. He picks anti-mage, right? So I was like, fine, let me grief. I'll just play support route then. And it actually didn't go too badly. Like, I just played around Gust. I got the Gust cooldown at 10. Early 4 stuff, so I was surprised by how smooth it went, despite the fact that I was planning to feed and win the game.
Yeah, but you can at least use the Frost Arrows in the lane not to track creeps and apply pressure. Razor, if he's a position 5 Razor, I can get behind, because you have a long lane to chase people down with a static link. And in this situation, you don't even static link as a position. You have the plasma field. That's it. You are a plasma field. That is what you do.
Last time to give us insight as to what this pick is all about. As mid, Emo is starting to slowly but surely assert more of an advantage over. He's a level 6 as well, which could be potentially dangerous. Butterfly effect, but he'll be fine.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, the dive is happening, and Boca is in a little bit of trouble.
Boca is in trouble, but so is Hara. That being said, Zeal dies first. He gets taken out, but Boca gets taken out second. The support coming in of K-Class making the difference here with that Sphinxtrail. Very nicely done. Yakult's brothers overplaying their hand and not only giving away kills, but giving away more uninterrupted free farm time for Manic.
Yeah, I would say if while this is happening, or instead of diving, you go and stack. Butterfly effect though. There's the impact of the Razor. Okay, now I get it. Why they picked it.
You see, so many other supports have mobility issues. Here, not only do I get my own Storm Surge to slow you down, but the Plasma Field, long range damage.
Easy. A position 4 Razor killing a puck. That you see that every day. I think this is the first position 4 Razor in a competitive game that has ever killed. I don't have the stats on that, but I would I'd be willing to say that is true.
Okay, there's a way for me to check this, but this is actually an involved search that I'm way too lazy to do. Right? But I can imagine that that's probably true. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, imagine how you go in and you find position 4 Razors that killed puck number 300, right? Yeah.
Still though, even though they got that kill, overall I think Spiky Gaming are happy with where they're at. They're still farming from the Muerta. Their tier 1 tower bought 0 damage. But here they come. Another rotation. They want to try and bring down the Muerta. They've already lost. So even though Fly is behind them, not so sure what they can accomplish here. They will go into Hara.
Emo is coming.
For the Stormbreaker. Emo's also here. Just one
No
Astral
TP on
Step
puck.
into the Resonant Pulse should be enough. It's not enough just yet. Trying to pull away with the Selly Hammer. But Boca stays a Plasma Field. They do get the kill. Now they're going to start pressuring this tier 1 tower bottom.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Will they get
They
it?
knew about the puck. They knew about the puck that he just TP'd to the mid lane. They could make this happen. Usually these dives versus the puck lineup end up really badly for you, but very nice usage of information there from them. Poor Zeal though, man, he's dead again.
Yeah, he is indeed. He was deployed to the mid lane because the puck is like, well, since I can't join the fight bottom, let me pressure mid. They sent Zeal here to counteract that. Zeal did. Let's put gold into the coffers of Butterfly effect.
Much needed gold at that, and double S. Going for the Primal Beast.
Undying dead here? Yeah. Tramples actually
Got him.
get the kill. Very nicely done. The
Now let's
question
see if he
is, does
get
get out? Onslaught is only going to be available 15 seconds.
Should be
However, the
fine.
gap has been closed enough that he's A-okay. In fact, bring the puck in. He triggers out the invis. They have a sentry down, noting that there's no reveal available.
Yeah, but without the coil, he can't really get anything big up. Boca, that might not be big.
He's just going to have to settle for killing off the courier. They try to TP out with K-Class. It can't happen. Emo supplies the necessary damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Very unfortunate that they couldn't find that kill. Like you said, Dream Coil was not available for the puck. But for me, the big deal is the failure to get that kill meant that Butterfly effect was no longer pressuring middle. So this Sour is very, very healthy right now.
Let's try to assume which items this Tracer is going to go for. Is he going to go for this classic position 4 items, or are we going to see like a Baboka Orchid or something? Okay, he's going to Arcane Boots. So maybe Guardian Greaves?
GG Boots. I would like a 4-star. Actually, I would like an ATOS, maybe.
I don't know, man. I would have... Now when I'm seeing the Arcane Boots, I would have loved the drums. Maybe Boots of Bearing would have been solid just to get away, but this way I'm not really sure. Meanwhile, mid lane, there's a silence in the coil.
Yep, indeed, and they're going on to Emo now. He's the one that's falling into a little bit of danger, and he ends up dead. Next on the chopping block is Undyne, hoping to try and supply some health from the long range. Unfortunately, he ends up dead as well. And with all their heroes here, and a Siege Dragon rolling in. They certainly want to make sure that this tier 1 tower dies before Whisper is able to come back and mount a defense.
Let's look at the net worth, right? Our observer here, he doesn't want to allow us to see that the Muerta is at the top, actually. The Luna is leading in terms of CS, but in terms of net worth, the Muerta is at the very top. And Yakult's brothers, they're playing with fire with this draft because they could very well lose this game.
Trying to take a fight middle. Emo came in. Baboka here with the Plasma Field and the Eye of the Storm. He's trying to chase down Hara, who does not have the Celestial Hammer for another 2 seconds. Will be dead before it can be triggered. Baboka on a dominating streak right now.
Arcane on Rune on Puck. He's gonna have the Dream Coil while it's still active, so he might want to just go and use it. Let's see, do they have a smoke on one of their supports? No, Grimstroke doesn't have one, and well, Hara is dead at the moment.
Hara's coming back with one in a few seconds though. Might TP to the tier 1 mid.
The Arcane Rune is expiring. You're probably not going to be able to use the ulti.
I'm very surprised that they're not going on to Undyne right now. I mean, the Emo is coming in though. But they had him under vision for a little bit of time. But they decide with K-Loss to just let him go.
Yeah, plus you have a Primal Beast, right? So it should be a pretty straightforward kill. No, you know, 7 wand charges, infused raindrops. That is like 1100 effective HP on the Pugna. If he survives, starts getting the life drain off. It is kind of risky, but yeah, you have a Grimstroke, right? So generally a Pugna shouldn't be a problem.
Yep. The Grimstroke with level 3 Inkswell should be a dead Pug. However, unbeknownst to them, Emo is heading over. You know, sometimes when you're playing Dota and you make a decision with like incorrect or like incomplete information, and then you watch the replay and you're like, man, I'm actually a genius. The gank was coming in just as I backed off. And then other moments you're like, wow, I TP'd out when I had free space to farm for the next 2 minutes. What the hell? I'm sure they'll be fine with this retreat when they watch the replay, considering that Emo is on the way.
Well, let's see. They're yeah, the Grimstroke is retreating, but the Primal Beast is still kind of in the vicinity, so maybe they're contemplating about really going for it.
I mean, Emo is showing mid. They have Dream Coil online. They could make the jump onto the Void Spirit instead, and that is the decision. We want the guaranteed, man. Go onto him, Waning Rift for the silence. They drop Dream Coil and Pulverize. A bit of an overcommitment, but given the state of the game, a certainly understandable one. They get the kill, and finally, they'll be able to secure this tier 1 tower in the mid lane.
Zeal is also in trouble on the bottom. He's not going to be going down, but still, it is pressure being applied from the Radiant side everywhere on the map. And Yakult's brothers, they feel lost, and I would feel lost as well. Like, Pugna cannot make plays, the Razor cannot make plays, and Void Spirit way too underfarmed. Sand King as well, plus he's going for a pipe. Okay, he bought a blink, it seems. Okay, that is... No, he didn't. That is a Ring of Tarask. Okay, so Yakult's brothers, they cannot make a play for the next 10 minutes at least.
And also, you know, you're asking about the position for Razor. Usually in these kind of games, Baboka, let's say he's playing one of these more core-oriented heroes. The item that he buys, you can see, okay, we're going to get this massive impact. For example, consider the Clinks buying that Mills or the Orchid. Or he'll be playing like a traditional 4. If I buy Blink, I'll be effective. Here, he's buying BKB. I'm not sure how much of a change it's going to make to the overall game state. They do quickly kill off Hara. However, the Pulverize is in onto the Pugna. They would love to find him before this fight gets really kicking off, and they do. However, they lose the Grimstroke in the process. SS needs to try and get himself out of here. The Aether Remnant pulls him back though. He cannot leave. He's still in the vicinity. He ends up dead. But here is Manic popping the Pierce the Veil, trying to at least bring these heroes down for revenge. No one's dead just yet though. Void Spirit does finally die to the dead shot. Can they get more out of this Manic with a double kill? There's the Solar Guardian coming in from the Dawnbreaker. Baboka will come in to finish off the Muerta. However, with Hara coming back, he ends up dead himself. An absolute bloodbath happens in the bottom lane. 8 heroes end up finding their demise. The only person not involved is the Luna, because Fly has been happily farming on the other side of the map.
So that's definitely then a win for Yakult's brothers, right? Plus the Void Spirit was alive for a very long period of time there. The only reason he died is because he got clipped by the Deadshot. He was trying to get close for the Resonant Pulse to finish off Muerta, and just as he's coming close, Deadshot connects, and then one more right click, he dies. So that was a very, very clutch fight coming out from Spiky Gaming. Yakult's brothers still, even with those clutches, come out ahead because, well, their carry was farming all of that time.
Yep. This Luna has now bridged the gap between herself and this Muerta. Muerta, though, is closing in on having the Fuel Mjolnir available, which will certainly make a difference.
For sure. It is going to be allowing him to farm even faster, and of course in fights the damage output of the Muerta will be even higher. Of course, this hero needs a little bit more in terms of items levels as well, but he's slowly getting there.
You know, actually speaking of Mjolnir, because people have been, you know, for a while where it's just completely meta to buy it Leipnir, nothing else. When I've been experimenting with Mjolnir, one thing I keep forgetting about the item until you play with it is static charge, bro. Like, this static charge thing is surprisingly useful. Like, it's kind of crazy how many times you'll get a random kill while you're retreating from the fight because they attacked you with the charge on.
It deals a ton of damage. Plus, this game, you do have people that are going to be running in and taking a ton of hits, especially because there's a Luna and the glaives are going to be bouncing. So, yeah, static charge in this game in particular is going to be very, very useful.
Speaking of Luna, unbeknownst to her, she was being hunted down by the Grimstroke and this Zeal Primal Beast. Fortunately, though, she had the presence of mind to back off, not overextend. And that'll keep her alive.
Yeah, Fly hasn't been part of this game at all, so he understands if I get caught, I'm literally losing the game for my team, because what Yakult's brothers are doing for the past 10 minutes are creating space for the Luna. And
oh
then
my
just
goodness!
died to a gank.
Emo just died bottom, he got jumped on by SS and the gang. They've already managed to bring him down and they're reaching for more. Baboka caught inside the Dream Coil right now. Zeal in back with the Burrow Strike, but that just gets him soulbound right next to this Razor. They haven't been able to kill them just yet, but with the Stroke of Fate, one more onslaught, they do manage to bring him down. Fly finally involving himself in the fray. He threw out the Eclipse. They want the puck kill, and they will find it. However, now he's left without defensive measures.
How do you get out?
Can he get out of this? Luna in so much danger, surrounded by these heroes, stunned up by the Starbreaker. The onslaught will be there, and of course the right clicks finish him off. Pulverized to hold Zeal in position, enabling the team to kill him as well. Yakult's brothers deeply overextend for the puck kill and pay for it with 4 heroes dying after they've lost the Void Spirit. It turns into a team wipe, Harry.
Yep, I mean, Emo got back, so not a real team wipe because he was on the map when the Luna and the Sand King were dying. But this is a disaster, right? The thing is, Fly joined in on that fight and he was staying close to it, giving vision to his team, but he didn't want to commit until he found an opening to go for the puck. His positioning was solid, but it took too long to kill the puck. They got very unlucky with the Eclipse Lucent Beams because all of them went on the creeps onto the side, allowing the puck to survive a little bit longer, move to the side, pull Luna deep, and then there was no way out. So a little bit of unlucky, but also unnecessary for Yakult's brothers. I think he should have known that his life is going to be taken away there. And remember what I said, Luna dies. It is literally losing the game for your team. Well, yep, that is what's happening.
Command a 3k gold lead. They do end up losing the Grimstroke now, however. So Yakult's brothers, they get something out of this, and you can see the clear game plan from them. Constant aggression with 4 heroes. Ideally create more space for Fly. He's trying to ghost shove out the tier 1 tower, but Spikey's also doing a good job of negating this. Normally by now this tier 1 would be long gone, but the fact that it's always here, it shrinks the size of the map that Fly can reasonably play with for fear of these TPs coming in to punish him.
For sure. And now he's going to be going for a BKB, which is a great item in this game, but it's really not going to be increasing their damage output all that much. He still needs to be part of these fights, so that's why he's going for it. Also, Grimstroke now finally has a shard, so killing somebody from 100 to 0 from the side of Yakult's brothers is going to be next to impossible.
Well, they're going in right now onto this Pugner, who for whatever reason found himself wandering on the very wrong side of the map there. Was trying to get some blast off onto the tier 1 tower, did do some damage, but ends up dead. They smoke immediately on Spiky. They know that there's very few places on the map that this Luna could be at. We can find her, we can kill her. And they literally ping and scan perfectly. They know exactly where Fly is.
Let's see. Fly knows he wants to get out. Beautifully done.
Oh my god.
Spidey senses tingling, and the side of Spiky Gaming won't be finding anything. Fly, other than that one fight where he came in and died, and even there it was quite solid how he moved around. It has been playing a perfect game of Dota.
Radiant's middle tower.
This is the kind of carry play I want to see. Don't be involved. Just go farm, brother. Channel your inner burning right now and you'll be fine. It's Yakults. They want to smoke up as well. Heading into Spiky Gaming. They come across this K-Class Grimstroke who breaks the smoke and he's not even gonna die. Okay, we do see a jump from Emo heading in onto Puck. They wanted Butterfly Effect. They couldn't get it. Soulbind, beautifully done. Into the two-hero pulverize. Look at the damage coming in from Spiky. Razor gone, Sand King gone, and now they're chasing in towards Undyne. The trample of SS should be able to easily close down this Pugna. They will buy a little bit of space with the Aether Remnant, but Undyne knows that his life is forfeit right now. Deadshot pushes him away. Hara finishes him off. And Yakult's brothers find that their 4-hero smoke gank results in 3 heroes dead.
Yeah, that smoke break from the Grimstroke and Luna not being in the vicinity to give you vision. They didn't see him. They didn't know where they were. And then Emo went too far, right? So he has his Aghanim Scepter. He knows that he wants to fight, but it just leaves all of your other guys defenseless.
Primal Beast, he did not want to pop BKB to get off the pulverize, so they canceled it out, but he goes BKB now, so he eats all the damage from the Eclipse. Fly falling so low. Fly by some miracle still alive, but Butterfly Effect says no. Comes in on the back line, finds the assassination, and worse yet, is able to escape. They had to commit the life of Horror for this one. They get Butterfly Effect. He's actually quite low. There's the Burrow Strike stun from Zeal. He's somehow still alive. Blinks away, waning Rift out, jaunting to the Illusion Orb. He will not die here. Deadshot as well, pushing away the Void Spirit. Aether Remnant, will it connect? Yes, it does. With the Burrow Strike, they get the kill.
Oh, it's so
Long
big that they
chase.
got him. Because if you saw what Emo did there, using his spells perfectly on the Puck, and then because of the Inkswell, they don't even get him. It would have been a catastrophe if he gets out, because you do everything right, and he still lives in the end. Luckily, they do bring the Puck down, and now we're seeing why the Void Spirit is, by some, considered a counter to the Puck. Not everybody does consider it that way, but Pucks generally hate playing versus the Aether Remnant. It's so annoying waiting for you once you leave the phase shift.
My boy Void Spirit for Emo, put in that work. They have managed to shave a little bit of this gold lead because while this contest was happening, not that the Muerta was farming elsewhere that much. And now they've got a BKB on Papoka, so that's something on the Razor. He can actually approach the fight a little bit more. I imagine what is his job, just to get to Muerta, drain her and force her away from the main part of the fight?
It's either Muerta or the Primal Beast. One of these two, their damage is going to be taken away. But he has Static Link level 1. I don't know, man. I don't know what his job is. His job is to soak up the damage, give vision.
What? Static Link level 1? Bobo, I don't know about this tech, brother.
Yeah, he needs to farm right now. He's gonna be starting to max that one out, but still needs some time. Getting 3 levels from 12 to 15 is not gonna be easy.
Especially not if he's dead, because though he does break the smoke, this could endanger his life. He pops the BKB, here comes the Solar Guardian in, Pulverize, down onto 2, yet again. The Eclipse is out from Fly, but they're losing heroes on the side of Yakult's brothers. They're losing their HP. They get rid of the support,
still alive.
and now they kill the Primal Beast. They haven't died somehow. Primal Beast might want to re-engage, but he cannot from beyond the grave. And now with the Burrow Strike, they catch Manic. There's no BKB to protect the Muerta anymore. She'd already threw in all of her damage with the Pierce the Veil, and Yakult's brothers, they play the edges of that fight magnificently. So many heroes fall low, none of them fall over.
Yeah, you know what? You know who did the most damage? The freaking Razor. Not only that, he broke the smoke, he ran into them, he showed everything to his team, created a perfect fight, and Undyne was healing. So it was the supports of Yakult's brothers, the support duo of Razor and Pugna winning the fight for Yakult's brothers. Not something that you see every day, but they just outplay their opponents in that fight.
Yeah. Can you just imagine how different things look if these heroes actually die on time? You get to go from target to target to target, but like you say, incredible positioning, incredible life drains. Undyne and the gang keeping this game in very positive territory for themselves. And now we're even on the gold lead. lead. They actually have the win probability in their favor. Yakult's brothers showing that they might have seemed like they were clowning around, and let's be honest, they definitely are to some degree. But even when they're clowning around, you gotta take them seriously.
Yeah, you definitely need to. I mean, they are a better team, as we said. I think out of 20 games, that Spiky wins one versus Yakult's brothers. That's how I feel, and that's with the small clowning around from Yakult's brothers. So overall, this might be that one out of the 20. We'll see.
Honestly, hashtag no bias. I really want Spiky to win.
You are betraying Yakult's brothers? You were a big fan just 15, 20 days ago.
I said I want them to win this game. I want Yakult to win the series, and I did say Yakult will win the entire tournament. But for entertainment value and also just as a nice little kick in the pants for Yakult, I think losing a game like this would be good for them.
Yeah, maybe they would need it. But you never know, right? You never know how that is gonna impact the team. Maybe it would impact them in a negative way.
They're like, we lost to these scrubs. What the hell, guys?
Yeah, you know, for any like 12, 13k stack, Spiky Gaming would probably do really well, beat them, and then you get Yakult's brothers, you know, any kind of these higher tier teams, and versus them, these players really do look like scrubs, even though they're like some of the best players in the world.
It's kind of crazy to think about how that works in Dota. You can legitimately be one of the 100 best people on planet Earth to do a thing and still not even be close to the best. It's crazy.
I guess, you know, it's similar to that in like tennis as well, right? So it's, you know, there are sports that are just like this.
Also, check out my Razor. My boy is going for a Heaven's Halberd, so he's tanking up. And he's going to need to, because they're going to be playing into an Aegis fairly shortly as the first Rosh of the game is being taken. Yakult's
They're
aware
coming.
that something is awry, and they smoke
You need
up,
to
but
get
it's
out.
too late. Let's see
There's
if
no
Spiky
Pierce the
Gaming can
Veil.
get out of here. Yeah, Muerta doesn't have Pierce the Veil. They do have all their other ultimates, but Muerta has beat a hasty retreat. She's pieced out. The rest of her team has not, though. They're still in the area. They're trying to finally TP out with the Grimstroke. He does not get out. The supports die. I'm so surprised they stuck around for so long. I thought we were going to try and mass TP the moment that they got the Aegis.
Yeah, they had TPs. I guess they thought Yakult's brothers were maybe closer, right? And then a mass TP will just put you in a position where a Luna reveals you during nighttime, and it's a problem. But overall, I'd be happy. It's nighttime, and you've taken the Aegis away from a Luna lineup and managed to get out with only losing your supports. It's not that bad of a trade.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
One thing that's not great, though, is the amount of BKBs from Yakult's brothers continues to increase. Zeal now has one. So they have a Zeal BKB, Boboka BKB, Fly BKB. And you only have one source of BKB piercing disabled. This puck is very far away from level 25. But now they're going directly onto the Luna. Look how much damage she's taken. Who needs a BKB if you never get a chance to cast it? She is killed in just a moment. Right on time, because as she went in is just when the Pierce the Veil came back. Manic happy to drop it onto the Luna.
Perfect. Now you can use this time while the Luna is dead to shove in the waves and then prepare for a real fight. Puck has a BKB. That is huge. Usually Pucks don't like buying a BKB. They would much rather have a Yules, but versus a Void Spirit, the Yules is just not gonna help. It is just gonna be setting up for another Resonant Pulse or another Ether Remnant, and you're gonna die. So this was the only way out.
It's sort of like the old days when you'd have like Quap versus Storm matchup, and whoever loses the matchup mid has to buy BKB first, because the winner buys Orchid first, whether you like it or not. So Puck doing the right thing.
Usually it was the Yules though. The BKB is hella expensive. Butterfly Effect is having a good game.
Look at the damage Manic is starting to do.
Yep.
As this Muerta is getting a little bit scary, and this is before the Daedalus even emerges.
All three of the cores of Spike Gaming are actually doing quite a lot of damage, and Razor, he is gonna die.
Razor is gonna die, maybe. BKB is active from him. He's trying to get himself out of here, and he will live.
What? No way.
Pause. Okay, Manic is also in a fight, but Manic is BKB TPing out. Baboka's fine, dude. He's actually gonna live.
No.
They don't have
No,
onslaught
no.
for another 8 seconds. Stroke of Fate. Okay, they have Stroke of Fate, and BKB ends in 3 seconds.
Nah, he's dead, man. He has to die. If Boca lives here, I don't know. And I'm... Should I just wager my casting career? No. I'm not gonna
don't do that. Don't. They've got Blink Dagger in 4 seconds. Okay, he's doing the right thing. SS is just going back to break the link, and then he'll blink in, throw the rock, get the kill onto Baboka. Surely, right?
Surely. Yeah, let's do it together. Let's wage our casting careers together. We just stop casting after today's day of Dota if he does survive.
Okay, I'm down with that. All right, y'all. Our reputations, our careers are on the line. Baboka, fam, I've been gassing you up for years, bro. Years. Now is not the time to let me down, brother. I
need you to die. What?
I need you to mess this one up, OG. Do it for me, fam.
I don't think he needs to mess it up. That's the thing. And also you're versus a Grimstroke, so they're gonna have vision over him, right? People tend to forget about the innate ability of the Grimstroke, so when he attacks him, he retains vision for another 4 seconds. So there's no way in hell that this guy's getting out.
You know, until you mentioned that, I'd also completely forgotten about that innate of the Grimstroke. And I was like, oh yeah, by the way, that explains so much when I'm being ganked. It's like, where do these guys have wards? No, they just have a Grimstroke.
I'm juking through the trees, huh? I'm smart.
So we're just waiting for the Luna to reconnect so that Fly is available here. And there we go. All right, Fly, you're going to be right on time to watch your compatriot get brought down. We're going to watch it in 3D as well. We've got the ground's eye view of Baboka's death.
Ways to die.
I'm pretty sure Dota is always 3D though, even from the when looked from the top. Is it? Am I being wrong now?
Well, technically it is, yes, but like you only interact with the game for the most part in 2 dimensions, right?
Okay, yeah.
With very limited examples. There's like, I don't know, Monkey King interacts with the game in 3D somewhat. But even that, not really. Aviana's Feather is like a 3D interaction, but even that, not really.
Yeah, we could just make it a 2D game. Who cares?
Here we go. Baboka. Stroke of fate. Throw the rock. There we go. Whew. We still get to be casters, brother. We still get to be casters. Thanks, Baboka. We appreciate your effort.
Yeah, sure. We appreciate your effort to leave us jobless in this economy and to starve in the end. But we're gonna be fine there. We're still gonna be eating.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Emo and the gang, they smoke up. They have the gold lead. They know that there's no... I think most of the smoke is connected to the fact that Dawnbreaker died. So they know that if they can find someone, absolutely no chance of salvation. Unfortunately for them, Spiky Gaming have the exact same intuition, and all their heroes are playing extremely safe in this moment while the Dawn is down.
That's fine, right? There's no BKB on the Muerta. There's no Dawnbreaker. You're not gonna be getting out. But it's still pretty good for Yakult's brothers because the side of Spiky Gaming are the ones with the Aegis. So you've already bought 2.5 minutes of time. You haven't really lost much, if any, of your gold lead during that time. So you're happy.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Most farmed here on the map right now is officially this Luna. It's interesting that she's at the top of the net worth charts, and she's largely responsible for Yakult Brothers' gold lead. Pretty much all sitting on her. Beneath her, it's all Radiant cores before we get to the Sand King.
I mean, also the Razor, right? He, compared to the other supports, he is ways ahead of everybody else. So, you know, we've been poking fun at Baboka and like, what the hell is he gonna do with his position 4 Razor? He has actually been doing quite a lot, because it seems when you ignore the Razor that it becomes a problem. You want to bring him down fast, and speaking about bringing people down fast, Emo is that as the AD rune puck for you.
I literally didn't even, like, you know, I blinked and I saw his health pool go from 100 to 0. I was crazy. Oh no, BKB from Butterfly Effect. He's just checking that the button works, but that is, oof, that's the 9-seconder. Gone just like that.
I need to see Butterfly Effect's picture, because those are some fat fingers. And yeah, I knew the guy's slim. Like, what the hell? Probably like A lot of, you know, working with tools as a kid or something, and that's why.
Manic is happy to just sit very far forward, given that he does have an Aegis, but it expires in 4 seconds. He wants to die. That was close, Manic. That was very, very close, my friend. Could have been a disaster. I'm sure his supports were frantically watching him in that moment, but fortunately, it all works out fine.
Yeah, he is chill, right? He knew it was gonna be okay. I think the Sand King should have just left the Sandstorm. Then he maybe lives side of Manic and you can go in. But you didn't have Emo. Emo is your big reach, big catch, and without him you probably wouldn't have been able to get close to the Marta anyways.
Okay, here's a question for you. As a support player, right? Are you more stressed supporting Manic or supporting Flyfly?
Oh my god. I'm gonna say Flyfly, because with Flyfly here in Yakult's Brothers, you'd probably be in a situation where you're winning more often than not, and Flyfly tends to, you know, do some very aggressive stuff in situations when they're winning the game. I'd say Manic is definitely of a lower caliber of a carry, and then you can expect him to change. But I think Flyfly, he has gotten to a peak, like he's so good, and then he just sometimes makes these mistakes, and it has been happening for years. So I don't know if that can ever change.
Yep, that makes sense to me. Also, I loved your reaction of just saying, "Oh my god," thinking about it. There's top lane, Baboka. Our 4th core is dead. Manic takes him out happily. 51 seconds in the grave for the Razor. And that probably opens up this tier 2 tower. Flyfly should start vacating this area. He's actually not. They have a massive wave down bottom, and he's betting that they're going to have to go and address that instead of pushing the tower, and it turns out his bet is correct.
But Baboka has been playing a little bit too aggressive the past couple of times, right? Getting caught twice. Sure, previous time when there was an Aegis, okay, but now he's trying to shove out the top wave over and over again. And I can understand the need for him to get farm. If he does get that Hex, it's going to be a huge deal, but he has really lost the momentum that he has had.
It'll take quite a while for him to get to that point. In the meantime, Spiky Gaming continue to just keep this game solid. They get some deep push down bottom, and they have to deal with this massive wave coming in middle as well. That's one thing Yakult's Brothers has been doing very well through mid and bottom. These waves are constantly pushing in.
Yep. Very nicely done by them, and I think that shows the class difference between the two teams, right? The difference in tiers, because if you look at Yakult's Brothers, they don't even have a better pushing lineup, out-pushing lineup than the Spiky Gaming at all. But they are happy to coordinate between each other to separate and then connect, separate and then connect, and they're very fast at doing that. So imagine you have a Puck and a Dawnbreaker, and you're allowing the waves to get pushed in. Just goes to show that Yakult's Brothers are know what they're doing, and Spiky Gaming not so much.
Speaking of the Dawnbreaker, she is going to die very, very quickly. Flyfly, of course, gets that kill because he has... Okay, there's not a lot. Honestly, I think Dota right now, I really am enjoying this patch, and I like where everything is at. But look at the fight recap, right? If you click on the fight recap, right, please do me this favor, Observer. Go to the damage numbers on the Luna. 1,347 damage, and she did one spell, just Lucent Beam. One! That's not fair. That's not fair. That can't happen.
Yeah, it is quite a lot. Though, you know, we forget that there was a lot of inflation to the HP pool, so 1,400, it's okay.
Luna? They do have vision of her. Thankfully, they do have some backup right behind. Undyne is here. So, not going to be like Luna all by her lonesome. It could have been scary. The Primal and the Puck were nearby. Had they jumped immediately, honestly, I don't think they could have killed her 100% to 0, but they definitely would have forced out a BKB charge.
Ags on the Grimstroke, a big deal, but there's also Lincoln Sphere on the Luna. Every single targeted spell on the side of Spiky Gaming, you want to take away, right? Pulverize and the Silence. Also, jumping in.
They go in with the Pulverize. They get it in onto the Luna, but the fight has been split in 2 directions. They've already lost their Grimstroke. Now, all of a sudden, this Primal Beast realizes that he's in no man's land. Incredible stuff to split the fight like that. Manic forced to BKB TP out. But the Primal, I mean, they did a good job with Zeal, getting that nice barrel strike on the backlines, but at the same time, the Primal went so deep, way before anybody else was close to him.
The Volca is continuing to solo win these fights. I still can't believe how well he's moving. I understand that Razor is a fast hero, but he's giving vision. He's doing everything. The Luna doesn't have to do much at all. She just needs to stay behind and use the Lucent Beams, and Baboka always does the most damage. He always takes the most damage. He always finds the key targets. It's just beautiful what he's doing.
You're not scary. What this tech that they're bringing us right now with Baboka as a 4 Razor, if this turns out to be legit tech, right, given the fact that they still do have other positions that they can put the Razor on, that makes things so scary for teams in the future to draft against them. You know, we've already seen with the Falcons, for example, how much you have to address Razor because they have 3 core Razor players. Imagine playing up against a team that has 4 core Razor players.
I think he'll be fine. I don't think it is a new tech that we're going to be seeing. It was just a situation where they thought, okay, we don't want to be playing this Razor as a core in this game. Baboka, you are going to be... you've drawn the short straw, and then he's just so good with these types of heroes that he made it work.
Now having Aegis in tow for this Void Spirit. Roshan's banner was given away as well. So the next time they find themselves in a position to push, like Luna pushes are scary enough as is, let alone with a banner to back her up. Fortunately though, she's not the one that's carrying the Aegis, so it is possible to kill her before she arrives on the foot of your base.
They understand that sieging is not the way to go for Yakult's brothers in this game. It is moving around the map and getting kills. That's why they gave the Aegis to Emo, because they do not mean to just go for a straight up siege. Neither has the Luna itemized for that. If he would want to go for a straight up siege, you would, instead of a Linken's, want a Satanic Butterfly, those kind of items. But this is the type that you want the fight to be all around the place.
It's a 9k gold lead right now for Yakult's brothers. And they're heading in for this tier 2 tower. See how much pressure they can apply to this building. And it's a lot. It's a Luna push, remember, as well as the Pugna behind, throwing in these additional blasts. They get it without too much difficulty.
Yep, was that the last outer tower? Yes, it was. It's still nighttime for another 2 minutes, so this is going to be the time where Yakult's brothers are going to try to find a fight. And Spiky, if I was them, I'd be a little bit more hesitant about getting into a fight, especially with the Void Spirit with the Arcane Rune. Yakult's brothers are going to go like mad right now.
Yep. They also just got a refresher for the Razor.
Oh my god.
We now have double Eye of the Storm, double BKB coming in from Baboka.
Oh, there's the Luna Illusion. With a Dark Portrait, that is one that you really have to think about, because a lot of your damage is magical. If the Luna isn't dealing with that illusion, nobody is.
She's just calmly pushing out this wave, getting some gold into the hands of the Grimstroke. Dark Portrait. What a spell. Do you... I forget which game it was, but there was a game where one of the teams was playing Carrier Baron, and it got like hard countered by the Grimstroke building the Aghanim Scepter for the Dark Portrait. I feel like there's not that many like obscene matchups. We'll talk about it in a second because Emo was getting gone on. They can't finish him off though, as they cancel the Pulverize. No BKB was used up by SS. I am so surprised by that. If SS had used BKB, Luna would be dead now.
They went for the Void Spirit and he was the one with the Aegis. That's why he didn't want to do it.
Void Spirit using quite a bit of HP right now. They have healed up the Luna completely with the life drain, and they committed the Dream Coil from the park. Very interesting. On the other side, look at Baboka. He's coming in, draining all the damage away from Manic. Manic TP's out, yes, but now who is there to take the fight? Baboka still going, having stolen so much damage. A support, look at him go. He's deep into the base. He has dealing over 400 a hit. He will eventually die though, as he does bring down Hara. Zeal had activated the epicenter, hoping to follow up on that fight, was unable to do so. This could be the respite that Spiky needs at the moment, but they don't have Pierce the Veil for another 30 seconds. How do they force them away from their buildings? For now, the answer is they don't, as they jump in onto the Primal Beast. SS being held in position, they kill him off. Emo does die for this, however, he does have an Aegis. Very easily able to return. Onslaught catches in onto Emo. BKB's out. But now his BKB is going to expire soon. And Pierce the Veil is about to return. They need to be careful on the side of Yakult's brothers. SS throws the rock onto this Luna. Might want to go in for the catch. Luna getting sent deeper into the base. Solar Guardian jump forward. They don't get the full catch. SS, brother, we need you. Where was the pulverize from the Primal Beast? Fly yet again gets away with murder. Now Emo jumps
You're
in.
out of
They
the base.
murder Horror. They get the turnaround onto Manic. Gets the force stuff away with the Hurricane Pike. So he's back to safety inside the base. And they escape on Yakult's brothers, but Harry Freak, what the hell happened? Why didn't SS make the jump?
I don't know, SS hesitated there for a second, and that allowed the Luna to get herself away. Also, I don't know if you're noticing, Fly is constantly spamming the Hurricane Pike right in front of him, and he does have the Lincoln Sphere, right? So that in itself is a thing. You need to wait for somebody to get rid of the Lincoln Sphere, and then you can go in. But also there, just before the fight, send Luna lifting her arm to use the Lucent Beam, potentially killing Muerta and maybe even winning the game, because I'm sure Manic does have a buyback. That would be a huge deal. But then a dead shot comes out just before that connects, saving his life. Imagine if this was a Lucent Beam with a crit. Instantly the Muerta is dead, and the game is looking much more difficult than it is right now, which is pretty difficult already.
71 to 29% in the win probability. 21k gold lead for Yakult's brothers. 8 levels of experience in their favor. But that fight did demonstrate that at the end of the day, despite all of these strength for Yakult's brothers, if Spiky Gaming actually executes, they can kill these heroes. They're just being outplayed right now.
Still, this Luna Dark Portrait is something that you have to be careful of. We've seen it do decent amount of damage in these fights, and if you get together with Yakult's brothers and you're not paying attention to that illusion, it could rip you apart. Just a couple of hits and the glaive starting to bounce could make a difference.
So Yakult's brothers, with the one lane of Rax claimed for themselves, if they are going to wait for an Aegis, that means at least 2 minutes before the big man is alive. But if Yakult's brothers can find a fight outside the base, could make it a lot easier to win. And now a very scary moment is happening, because this Muerta, she's rolling through bottom, almost like she wants to go and steal a Tormi or some Ancients. Little does she know that there's a very big smoke that actually was heading directly towards her. Thankfully though, Hara, dutiful support player, will tank the gank. Will end up dead. However, that is also a dieback. So that's a full minute in the grave for our Dawnbreaker.
Yeah, you can poke for sure, especially with the AD rune on the Luna. Why not? Even with one Lucent Beam, you could be killing somebody. Puck, one hit, Lucent Beam, he dies.
Oh my god. Fly. Went for the play onto Butterfly Effect. It ends up not being able to work out. The attempt was a good one though. I think if he had Aghanim Scepter, that would have been a kill.
But the second that the Puck uses his phase shift and gets healed up because the glaive's bouncing and them not connecting, then you don't really have a chance. But they find him now.
SS and Butterfly Effect. SS able to TP out. Butterfly Effect trying to do the same. We'll get there in time. Took a little bit longer on his TP, and I was worried his BKB would expire. However, it was still the 8-second charge, so he's still good.
That's but that's 2 BKBs down, right? Luckily, they're using this Dark Portrait to just shove out the waves, but overall, this is an opening that you could gun for, especially if the Roche does spawn. I think if I'm Yakult's brothers, I'm checking that. An early Roche means that you are getting the Aegis without any contest.
All right, are we getting long or short Roche? I'm going short.
I'm going middle.
Middle, all right.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got. We'll define short as less than 1 minute, middle 1 to 2 minutes, long 2 minutes plus.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Oh, you win. Okay.
I always know exactly when the Roche will spawn.
Yakult's brothers. Neither 90 seconds before the Aegis is up, so they can decide to go and contest it. Or they could try to pick somebody off on the map. Looks like it's going to be the latter option, because they go for Butterfly Effect here. Yules into the air. 20 seconds, no BKB for this Puck. Can he escape this? Waning Rift in a moment. He can blink away. In the meantime, though, K-Class, I don't even know how he died. I just know Emo and Baboka assassinate him in the bottom lane. At least he does have buyback.
It's Baboka, man. He has a Lotus Orb, but he's now going for a Satanic. He's level 25. The Static Link now steals attack speed. This guy, I'd say he's like the scariest hero on the map. Like, even scarier than this Luna.
Said Luna might not be that scary to these heroes, but terrifying for the buildings. She takes down the tier 3 tower. Now Luna's in your base. Here we go. Jump in from SS though. They get the pulverize out onto the Luna. She's gone. 100 seconds. Does have buyback if need be. And SS, realizing his mistake the last time around, no hesitation, makes the jump and demonstrating how fragile this Luna can actually be.
Huge things that have come out for Spiky Gaming. Level 25 on the Puck, level 25 on this Muerta as well. So what does that mean? Also, the Puck has an Aghanim Scepter. You are in a lot of trouble. This Luna can no longer just go forward. It was just shown you can burst her down. And then it's just 10 seconds before the Roche spawns. Yakult's brothers, they need to hold this high ground. They need to make something happen now because they could lose Roche.
SS forcing a fight. He doesn't have his BKB any longer. He does have the Yule Scepter, but he's being completely controlled. Gets it off. He's not dead just yet. And here comes the rest of Spiking Gaming. They haven't been able to kill off Emo just yet. He's in the Yule Scepter right now. They're draining damage. They get the Eye of the Storm out from Baboka. He's doing work onto this Muerta. They've stolen all the damage from the Muerta. Dealt too much damage to her. And now she is dead without buyback. So is the Primal. So is the Grimstroke. Luna back in the fray, inside your base. And it looks like this game is just about to end. Hara, can you do anything about this? It doesn't seem like it. The attempt was valiant, but it's like you kept saying, Baboka, the actual scariest hero. Bro, he stole 300 damage from the Muerta.
300 damage, 300 attack speed. The Muerta wasn't doing anything in that fight. It was insane, right? And I mean, we laughed at it really in the early stages of the game. He wasn't really doing all that much. Their bottom lane lost super hard because of the Tracer pick, but later on down the line, with his itemization, with his understanding of what he needs to do, with the way that he approached fights, the definite MVP. And